Match reaction time. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2. That was my prediction. That is exactly the result I was expecting today. As I said in the preview, I can't see Liverpool beating us at home. They can't beat us at home, whoever is not there. But I also did say that I don't think we have enough to win the game, especially without the likes of Saliba. That's what I predicted in the preview. And I did expect a 2-2. And another thing I actually said, they said Arsenal 2-2 with Man City, Arsenal 2-2 with Liverpool, and expect Liverpool to draw 2-2 with Man City as well the time they play. And right from the beginning, am I able to live with that, the 2-2 draw against Liverpool? The way it happened, yes, I'll give you my reasons. I'm able to live with that. And there's a lot of reasons and factors why I'm able to live with that. I predicted 2-2 to begin with. So I didn't really expect us to win the game today. And we played better than I expected us to play today. I was quite nervous. So usually with the full squad, I expect us to beat Liverpool at home. But with the half-fit squad pretty much, I didn't expect us to win today. And I usually don't expect Arsenal to win very few games in a season, maybe twice or thrice. I never predict an Arsenal win. So let me know how you guys are feeling after that match. What results are you expecting? Are you happy with the draw? Are you devastated that they scored in the last minute? So first of all, the time Gabriel went down with an injury and then he went off and then Timo went off injured, I was watching someone and I said Liverpool are definitely going to score now. If you can't win the game, don't lose. I just knew, like with Kiwi and Lewis Skelly on that side, I just knew Salah would get 2 or 3 chances. It was pretty much impossible to cover him from that point on. So my worry was, if they score a second, I'm hoping they don't score a third and it becomes a calamity. As I said against Bournemouth last week, if you can't win the game, don't lose the game. Just take the draw and get out of there. Today was kind of a must-win game, but it was also a must-not-lose game. You don't lose that game today, because if you lose that game, they're 7 points ahead of you. If you draw the game, they're still 4 points ahead of you. Liverpool are going to play against Man City. If they drop points against each other, we are going to be there. But what we need to do now is beat Newcastle and Chelsea. Now, for those 2 games, no matter what, we have to win today. I'm able to live with the draw, but only if we go ahead and we beat Newcastle and Chelsea. Because if we drop points against those 2 teams, then it becomes very, very hard. So for today, the 2-2 half-fit squad, especially considering at the beginning of the game and yesterday and through this week, man, I've been seeing people saying Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1, Liverpool 4, Arsenal 0, Arsenal won't score a goal, Liverpool will batter them at their place. I've been hearing a lot of predictions, including Arsenal fans. There's a lot of comments from you guys saying Arsenal not going to do this one, we don't have enough players. Liverpool are better than us. Liverpool are going to smash us 3-1. I've seen all of that. So that is why I'm able to live with this, because I knew we are not going to win today, and a lot of people knew we're not going to win today. And we played much better than expected us to play. And it's the 9th game of the season, as long as we don't drop points to to Newcastle and to Chelsea. Now, those 2 games, it has to be 6 points. If you drop points now there, then this result against Liverpool becomes terrible. Let me know what you guys are feeling about this game. Maybe I'm just yapping and I'm too overconfident or whatever. But for me, I am totally okay with how the game went. I knew it. Like the moment Gabriel and Timber went out, I just knew they were going to score. It is very devastating, the fact that Gabriel goes down injured without Saliba, and Timber also gets injured, and there's no Calafiori. Like, that is a damn shame, man. Like that's problematic. I don't even know who the hell is going to play the next game. Hopefully Saliba is back, thankfully. But yeah, this season you're really being tested with the injuries. People are saying we never pick up injuries this season. They can't really say that. This season you're really being tested in terms of the injuries. You have injuries all over the place. And listen, we need to survive. Against Liverpool, you can take the draw, but against the other teams, you have to survive. You have to now, depend on your attackers. If your defense is not good enough to that point, you have to depend on your attackers and score the goals. And that is what you're going to need to turn to. Now that our defense is not good enough at the moment with all those injuries, we are going to really have to depend on the forward players. Now, Havertz need to do a job. Trossard need to do a job. Martinelli need to do a job. Saka need to do a job. Now, the forward players, we are looking at you, because now I'm expecting us to be conceding. Like against Newcastle, I think we're definitely going to concede. Against Chelsea, we're definitely going to concede. So we're now going to be depending on our attackers to get 2 or 3 goals up until we get our full squad back. Now, another reason I'm able to live with this 2-2 draw against Liverpool is because next time, hopefully, those players will be back. There's no reason why we can't go to Liverpool and try and do a job. The last 2 seasons, we were so close to doing a job there. We threw it away in the last minute against them 2 seasons ago. Last season, we had Zinchenko up against Salah. We lost the lead. So later up in the season, when you have everyone else, there's no reason why you can't go there and try and get a win, even though we've not done it since 2012. I'm able to live with that. Had we lost today, I would have been absolutely devastated. Like, I would have been totally in a different mood. But listen, let me know what you guys are saying. We're here to cover the game. All Arsenal fans are here to cover the game. Liverpool fans, how are you feeling? Let me know. Mashik says injuries. Terrible, man, terrible. Like, I don't even know who's going to play next time. Like, we have a Carabao Cup match in midweek. I know Zinchenko is definitely going to play that one. Kiv is potentially going to start that one. Nwane is going to start. Lewis Kelly is going to start. But that's a trophy I want us to win Carabao Cup. So I don't want us to rotate like 11 players out of 11 and then we go out. No, I want us to win the Carabao Cup first this season and then another trophy later on in the season. So we have to get through it. Injuries are going to happen. We have to get through it. The truth is as well, Man City do have injuries as well. Like I was watching them yesterday, I was like, okay, they don't have De Bruyne, they don't have Rodri. Doku is injured, Grealish is injured. I was like, okay. In terms of that, we can make excuses in terms of injuries, yes. But today, I'm saying about today, the way it happened, the second half, I think if Gabriel and Timber are there, we don't concede that goal. We end up winning that game 2-1. But the fact that they went out and then you had to bring a very unconfident, is that a word? Kivio and Lewis Kelly up against Salah, I just knew like this, they're going to score. Let's just hope they don't score a third one after that. So let's see. And before the game, let's be honest, a lot of people are saying Liverpool 3, Liverpool 4. So yeah, injuries are heavily affecting us, says Wisdom. Yep, but we have to find a way, man. Next game, Newcastle, Chelsea, we have to win. We have to win now. We can't lose any game. And then if we win those 2 games, you're definitely still in the title race. Right now, I still think we're in the title race. I did say, remember what I always say after every match reaction? I said you need to win 30 games, then you can draw 4 and lose 4. So far, we've lost 1. There's still a gap for 3 more losses, and we've drawn 3 so far. There's a gap for one more draw. So listen, if you can turn one of those losses to a draw and make it 3 losses and 5 draws, that is fine. That will take you to 94 points or something. That should be enough to win the league. But right now, remember what we did from January up until May, like win 5, 6 goals, 4, 5, 6 goals against everyone. That is what we need to do now. Now you need to win a lot of games. You go to all these are teams that you're playing now. Now you have to win all of those games, and then there's only a gap there to draw a couple of games and lose a couple of games. And we can't use all those lives this year, because next year as well is going to be hard. Because if we lost to Newcastle and then drew with Chelsea, that means I'm running out of the draws and running out of the losses that I wanted us to, that should give us the league. And next year, you're forced to win every single game. So don't lose any game this year, the remainder of the year. And then next year, at least you know that, okay, you have a gap there to lose 1 game and maybe draw 1 game. But now those teams, Fulham, West Ham, you can't draw any of those games. You have to win all of those games, injuries or not. Today, I'm able to live with it. But if you had drawn it like a West Ham today, I'd not be able to live with it. So Liverpool have been on top form this season. They had their full squad out there, apart from their goalkeeper. And, Salah up against the young players, Lewis Kelly and Kiwi as well in the last 30 minutes. I was scared. Like, there's a point, it came to the 70th minute. I was just like, oh no, man, this is going to be a long day. And then Timber went off, and I was like, this is going to be heroic if we actually end up winning this game. And then they scored, and then from that point on, after they scored, I was like, it would be great if we could get a goal, but don't do anything stupid. I tweeted it. Don't do anything stupid. Don't lose the game. If you can't win the game, just draw it, because if they win, it is over. If they win, it's devastating. If they draw, it is fine. They're still 4 points ahead of us. Liverpool have to play Man City next month. We hope they draw, and then they draw points, and then we have to win the rest of our games this year. So Olaide says, "I love your analysis. Thank you, and I'm happy with the draw. If Tim and Gabriel was available, that Salah wouldn't have scored." Yeah, they passed us way too easy. I think it was Nunes and Kivio. And Salah I think Lewis Kelly didn't see Salah going in, and it was done. Like, it was too easy. The goal was too easy. Drawing this match is not a bad result, but it's pain to concede late again, says Prince. Yep. So close to beating Liverpool and Man City, both of them. So close. I'm doing good. Ake, injury cost us. Bravo, the boy, says Fortune. Let me tell you, I forgot to upload the lineup. I usually do it when it's remaining like 20 minutes of the game. I was so nervous the last 20 minutes, I didn't even upload the lineup to show you guys how we lined up and all that. Like, I was so worried about the last 20 minutes. I was just watching Salah and his runs. But I was so happy to see Saka in that lineup. Like, we always say we let rest Saka. We can win a few games without Saka. But the sight of Saka today, I was just like, phew. Like, this is big for us. And then Timber as well. Timber is half fit, Timber is like 40% fit. Timber should not be playing right now, but he's having to play because Tomiyasu is always injured. Calafio is injured again. Saliba is suspended. Gabriel got injured again. So we are running out of defenders. Remember when you're saying we have enough defenders? Now we don't have enough defenders. And another thing I tweeted, I put it on the Facebook story and on Twitter, and for you guys on the community sub, my tweet before the game was, I rather have Partey. I can actually read for you exactly what I wrote, because I saw a lot of people saying, we can just analyze the lineup now. A lot of people are saying Partey at right back. Oh my goodness, what is Arteta doing? And they're using stronger words than that, but I don't cast on the streams. They're using stronger words than that. Arteta is arrogant and all that. I was seeing a lot of those words, but I was like, looking at this team right now, this is what I said. I'm happy with this team. I rather have a confident Partey at right back than having a not so confident Zinchenko Kivio up against Salah on that other wing. Like, let's be honest. Partey at right back, none of us want to see Partey at right back. Not at all. We want Partey in the midfield up against Gravenberch and those kind of players. But today, what else could you have done? There's no way you can play Zinchenko Kivio up against Salah. Like, there's no way you can play Lewis Kelly against Salah as well. We saw it today for 20 minutes, and if that game was another 20 minutes to go, we'd have lost that game, because Lewis Kelly is not ready to mark Salah, and Kiv is not confident at all right now. So that would have been a big ask. So for me, I was absolutely happy with Partey playing at right back in this game, because Partey has been on form. Partey has been on form, so I trust him right now. Even if you play Partey as a goalkeeper tomorrow, I trust him because he's been on form. And Partey today was absolutely incredible. I think that was almost a 10 out of 10 performance. Well done, man. And that is what I asked for. Partey was incredible for us against Bournemouth and against Shakhtar, the games that we are terrible in. And today, the game that I really, really needed him in, fantastic. Partey was absolutely fantastic today at right back. Hopefully that doesn't give Arteta too many ideas. But with the injuries, I think we're going to see Partey at right back a couple of more times in the next few weeks, because we don't have defenders. But for this game, other games, you can play Lewis Kelly, you can play Kivio, fine. But Partey midfield, yes. But this particular game, I had no problem with Partey playing at right back, because we have Rice and Merino. Again, another thing I saw at the beginning of the game, why is Merino playing? Merino is terrible. Come on, guys, let's not do this, man. Let's not do this giving up thing within the first 9 games. Let's not do that. That's why sometimes I'm like, Arsenal fans, come on, man. The first 9 games, this is the second time Merino is starting, and the team news is coming out, and people are like, Merino, what the hell is he playing for? Come on, man. I love Nwaneri. I want Nwaneri to be playing, but I think there's a bit of an obsession there. Like, even if Messi plays, Arsenal fans are like, oh my goodness, why is Messi playing? Why is it not Nwaneri? He will play. I want Nwaneri to play as well, but there's games that you can play and there's games you can't play. I wouldn't have minded if Nwaneri started, but for me, I'm not like Merino is starting. Oh my goodness, says Merino's not start. This is his second start. So we can't jump to conclusions that Merino is terrible for Arsenal in his second game. We can't be doing that. And I know he gave away the ball to Salah in the first 20 minutes. I was like, don't do that. And then he missed an opportunity as well. I know that. But after that, I think Merino's absolutely fine for the rest of the game. Maybe one more error or something, but for a big game like this is his first start at home, right? Yeah, this is the first time he's starting at home up against Liverpool. I think he did quite okay. So those days of us, I was also like that 3 years ago when we were going through some terrible stuff. We were always like, oh my goodness, why is Bellerin playing? Why is Willock here? Why is Niles doing this? Why is this one doing that? These days, like when the team news comes out, for me, I'm different from most of the people. For me, I still trust Arteta so much. Like, I'm not nowhere near saying Arteta out or anywhere. I'm nowhere near that. So for this particular game, I was like, Arteta, don't let me down. Last week, you let me down against Bournemouth. Don't do it again this week. Yes, we don't have enough players, but we can do it this time. Saka is there, Timber is there. We don't have to lose this game. Let's try and go and get a win. And I think in the first half we did well. We didn't really defend like people usually worried about us defending and all that. And for the lineup, I don't have it on screen, but the lineup personally, I was okay with the lineup. Partey playing at right back, I was fine with that. I was fine with Merino playing. And then up front, Havertz, Saka, so happy to see Saka back, man. Like that was big. And then Martinelli on the left side. And then on the bench, you don't have enough players on the bench. So that is the only worry now. Now we have too many injuries. Now the players, we need to stay disciplined. We can't get any more injuries now. Not injuries, suspensions. Don't do anything stupid anymore. Now, if you lose a player to suspension, we're in trouble. Now we are having to depend on Partey to play every single day. I'm so happy that he's able to stay fit, by the way. You know what? In the transfer window, I was 70% I want Partey to stay, but I was 30% like, okay, if he leaves, as long as we get 2 more midfielders there, I'm fine with it. So for the people who are 100% saying Partey needs to stay, well done to you. Because if he has a big season, if you're going to win the league or win a couple of trophies, Partey looks like he's definitely going to be part of that. He's going to play a big role, a key role once again. He's performing well every single game. And if you remember Partey at the beginning of the campaign, he didn't do well against Aston Villa. I think against Wolves as well. He was giving away the ball. He was sloppy, but he's improved, and he didn't go for the international break. He rested for 2 weeks. He needed that rest. So super happy with that. So my prediction was 2-2 for the game. I was hoping for a quick start because I did say that you're going to fly. We'll be flying this day. And I was hoping, listen, we've done it the last 4 games against Liverpool. Martinelli scored early against them last season. Saka scored early against them last season. Martinelli scored early against them twice the previous season. And we always score in the first 50 minutes against Liverpool. I think this is now 5 games in a row scored in the first 50 minutes against them. That is what you need against them, because I was watching a few Liverpool fan channels before the game, and if you see the comment section, they were like 3-0, let's go in the first 10 minutes, let's kill Arsenal's confidence. They are very confident. So what you need to do, you hit them right away in the first 10 minutes of the game, and you try and get a goal. And my goodness, Saka was absolutely incredible in those first half. Saka was incredible, man. Like, he was absolutely destroying Robertson on that right side, and he was looking confident. And that is a half-fit Saka. That is not 100% Saka. That is like still 70-80% Saka. And I think he did incredibly well today. And let's talk about Ben White. When Ben White was signed, we talked about his passing ability and all that when he plays in midfield and he plays as centre back. And today we saw it right in the first 10 minutes of the game. That pass to Saka, fantastic. You don't have to play out from the back every time. Play out from the back 70% of the time. But if you're getting pressed and you don't want to lose the ball, make sure you have that long ball. That is something that Ederson always has with Man City. Ederson usually gets like 3 or 4 assists in a season because he just hits it long to Haaland or to Savio or wherever, and they end up scoring from that. When the team presses you, make sure you have the pace in behind and you get the job done. And that pass from Ben White was absolutely incredible. And that finish from Saka, absolutely fantastic, man. Like, I absolutely enjoyed that goal. That was a fantastic goal, fantastic finish. I was like Havertz. I literally just wanted to kiss Saka the same way. I was so happy to have him back. So happy to have him back. And for him to make an impact, we've definitely seen something. Saka is very important in this team. We already knew that, but watching like against Shakhtar, we would have won that game against Shakhtar 3-0 if Saka was there, because of many different reasons. First of all, you would have scored the penalty that we got. That would have been 2-0. And then all the other half chances, even small things, not small things, but big things for us, like a corner kick, like Saka taking the corner kick and not having Saka to take the corner kick, that makes a difference. Against Bournemouth, I can go as far as saying maybe don't lose that game with Saka there. Like, he's so important in this team, and what a player, man. And opening the scoring within the first 10 minutes after many Liverpool fans didn't think he was even going to play. That was absolutely fantastic. 1-0 to Arsenal, fantastic start. I said you're going to be flying. We flew out of the blocks, and that was absolutely fantastic. And then I still expected Liverpool to score. Like, if you've watched Liverpool and Arsenal throughout the history, 4-4, and Arshavin scored 4 goals. There's been 3-3s, there's been 2-2s, there's been 3-3, Giroud scoring twice. There's times they were hammering us 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, and all that. There's always goals between Arsenal and Liverpool, so I expected them to score. They have Salah, they have Nunes, they have Diaz. I did expect them to score. So if you are going to win today, you need 3 goals to win the game. That is what I said in the preview. So they got their first chance. Unfortunately, it was Merino giving them the ball, and you can't do that against Liverpool and Man City. That lapse of concentration and giving Salah a chance to shoot the ball, you're going to get hurt. You're very, very lucky at that point. And then I was like, oh no, all the people have been saying Merino is useless, they're going to be talking about that. Luckily, we didn't get punished, and then we considered from a corner again. That is 2 games in a row we've considered from a corner. This time, Trent is always a threat. Again, Trent, don't let him cross the ball. Don't let him shoot the ball. You're going to get punished. And that is what exactly happened today. That cross from Trent was fantastic. That flick on was fantastic. And they made it 1-1. Unfortunately, Van Dijk there with a very, very close header. And in terms of attacking set plays, corners and free kicks, I think we're doing well. As always, we're still scoring from free kicks and all that. But we've been conceding a couple recently. Against Bournemouth outdid us. That corner kick that Bournemouth took last week, we didn't expect it. They're just more clever than us last week. Today, basically, Liverpool did what we would do, with the flick on, and then they score in the far post. That was very easy for them as well. But you need to sort out the defensive part. Now, I don't know if it's because we're missing the likes of Calafiori and Saliba and all that, but we considered last week with those players. Saliba was not there. So yes, Saliba not being on the pitch, we've considered from 2 corner kicks. So maybe in terms of organization and the headers and all that, we definitely need Saliba there. I'm so happy to have him back next game as well. That's fine. Liverpool 1-1, Van Dijk scores. That was his first goal of the season. Unfortunately, it came against us. And yeah, from that point on, I wasn't nervous still. 1-1, still a lot of time to go. I still expected us to score a second goal, but Liverpool are always going to get more chances. So you need Raya to be at the top of this game. You need Gabriel to be good, no mistakes from White and Raya, no mistakes at all. And then came the Merino chance. I think Merino should have scored from that. And then he went down with an injury. I don't know if he was just kind of faking it or he was a bit worried about the shoulder again. It was the same shoulder, by the way. It was the same shoulder that kept him out for like a couple of months. And we don't want any players to get injured right now. If it doesn't matter how much you don't like a player, Jesus has to be there, Sterling has to be there, Neto has to be there. We can't afford any more injuries because now if you get another injury or suspension, we might have to dig deep into the academy squad or something, to come and play for us. So yeah, we don't want 6-7 academy players in the Premier League at the same time. 1 or 2, fine. Lewis Kelly, fine, but not 5 or 6. So Merino should have scored that for sure, should have gotten it on target. I don't know what he was trying to do with that one. And then came the penalty shout. Do you guys think that we should have had a penalty when Martinelli was fouled by Konate? Personally, I think it was a penalty, but I'm not going to talk. I'm not as mad as I was when Rice was given that red card against Brighton or Trossard that red card against Man City. Those ones I was very angry with the referees. Today, I don't know. Do you guys think we should have had a penalty with that foul on Martinelli? I think we could have, but I can let that one slide. I can see why they didn't give it, but whatever. It would have been great to have that penalty shout. It would have been 2-1 ahead at that point before the Merino goal. But let me know, did you guys think it was a penalty? Yes or no? The Martinelli foul from Konate. But Liverpool fans will say last season we should have had a penalty as well. So yeah, I guess it cancels it out, I guess. And then Saka was absolutely cooking McAllister and Robertson. There's a time he just flew past him. McAllister was literally grabbing onto him for his life, man. Like, it was absolutely fantastic. Saka was absolutely incredible. What a performance. And again, remember that it's a half-fit Saka. So this player, man, this is a crucial player. Like, I think there's no way we win the title if Saka is not there. Like, I think he has to be there. Like, he's way too important for us. He's become such an important player throughout the years. Big games as well. The way we were laughing at Palmer not scoring against Liverpool last week. Saka always scores. Saka, I think, has scored now 3 seasons in a row against Liverpool. He usually scores against Man United. He usually scores the big games. North London derby, Saka always scores as well. So fantastic. Saka turns up in the big games. That is something you cannot do. And I think Saka was the best player on the pitch today. Maybe you can argue Partey, but Saka was the best. First half, Saka was the best player on the pitch by far. It was absolutely incredible. And then Partey, from that point on up to halftime, Partey was really shining, man. Like, the interceptions, the way he was, bullying Diaz throughout the game. And this is Partey at right back, by the way. This is not his position. So that performance is kind of scaring me. That will give Arteta ideas. Arteta will be like, okay, now Partey can play for us at right back. He's very good there. But this one-off game, no problem. As long as the quality is there, Partey is a quality player. Even if you play him as a goalkeeper for one game, he's going to do the job. And then another player we need to talk about is Declan Rice. Those free kicks today were phenomenal as well. From Rice, that first one should have been a goal from Merino, and then the second one was absolutely fantastic, which led to this goal for Mikel Merino. And then obviously VAR has to check the Arsenal goal for an hour to make sure they find a way to disallow it. But this time you were lucky with this, and Merino, this is what he should have done with the first one. Should have headed it in, and I was so happy. I actually did say before the game that Merino would score. I don't think I said it in the preview, but I did say it before the game. I think I wrote it, Simon, that Merino would score today, but it was just a bit of guesswork. But he did score today, Merino, and that was a fantastic header, fantastic cross from Rice. I think this is the situations where the assist is better than the goal, and this is one of those situations. Rice, fantastic. He makes this possible. So 2-1 to Arsenal, absolutely fantastic. McAllister had a header save before halftime. Going into halftime, 2-1, leading 2-1. That was already so good for me because at this point, a lot of people were expecting Liverpool to be 2-0 up, 3-0 up, Liverpool cooking us, Salah cooking, whoever is cooking on at left back and whatever. But we were doing good, and Rice was great with the free kicks. Partey was great in that first half. Saka was great in that first half. And Merino said coming into the game last 20 minutes. And things were looking good at this point on. I was actually dreaming about a third goal. I was like, listen, if you can come back and get a third goal, then you can really kill them off. But the second half, why are we always so unlucky, man? Like against Man City, we were doing so well. We were so close to getting a third goal against Man City. Boom. Trossard red card, and then everything changes. Brighton, we were cooking, about to get a second goal, boom, Rice red card, everything changes. And then today as well, like things were going so well for us, and then things just changed right away, and then boom, Liverpool have the advantage in that second half. This was like the game we played at Anfield 2 seasons ago when we threw away the 2-0 lead. Second half was basically almost all like 35 out of the 45 minutes, it was me really praying that Liverpool would not score a couple of more goals because, yeah, Kivio came on for Gabriel. That was devastating. When Gabriel goes off, you know that he's really injured. Those are one of those players that doesn't really just go out. And Gabriel getting injured with Saliba being out, things cannot get worse than that. And Calafiori, the other centre back, is also out. And Tomiyasu, the other player who can also play centre back, is out as well. Then you're really, really down to the bare bones. You have to really depend on Kivio, who Kivio last week was terrible. When he came on, he gave away the second goal pretty much, and we needed a big performance for him coming on in this game. And there's a lot of ways you can play with our defense. You can move Ben White to right back. You can have Kivio and Gabriel at centre back. Even after Gabriel goes off, you can have Timber at centre back. But at that point, we can't do anything. You have to bring on Kivio. We've run out of players, so I was okay with Kivio coming on. And up until before the goal, I think Kivio was doing well before the goal. I think he was okay. He was making tackles. He was clearing the ball. Wasn't complicating anything. Liverpool had a triple sub. That's something that we couldn't afford to do today. We didn't have enough players to make a triple sub. Liverpool brought in Gakpo. They took Diaz off. I was happy with that. They brought in Szoboszlai. They took off McAllister, and they also brought on Tsimikas for Robertson. So them, they can afford to do that for us. I was looking at our bench. I was like, okay, Neto, Lewis Kelly up against Salah. No, Jesus, not confident. Sterling, not confident. You know, Nwaneri is the only player maybe you can look at that bench and you're like, okay, he can come on. Jorginho, Rice, Partey all doing the job. You can't really bring on Jorginho in this kind of game. So we couldn't afford to make a triple sub like what we would do if we have everyone. If you have everyone fit, we can bring on Trossard or Martinelli from the bench, and then you can bring in Nwaneri, and then you can bring on Calafiori for Timber or someone. But with the injuries, we can't really afford to do that. But listen, the moment it got to the 70th minute, after Raya picked up a yellow card and White had a very, very good clearance as well, that point only becomes very, very worrying. I was like, okay, maybe now we can now defend this out. You can actually see this out and beat Liverpool. That would be big without Gabriel on the pitch, without Saliba on the pitch, without Odegaard on the pitch, without all of those players on the pitch. That would have been big. But where everything changed completely even more, I think even without Gabriel, if Timber was on the pitch, I think he could have won it. But after Timber also goes off, then it becomes hard. Now, we had Partey playing at right back. He was very good, but Partey is not a right back. And then we had Lewis Kelly, a 17-year-old, playing up against Salah. No, not good. Kivio just made a mistake last week. Not confident at all. Up against Nunes, not good. And then you also have Ben White playing kind of out of position. He used to be a centre back, but out of the last 3 seasons, that is not where he's been playing. So we have a completely new back four. Like if everyone is fit, we probably have Calafiori at left back, Gabriel and Saliba at centre back, and Timber White at right back. So that was like our whole defense was swept away. Like we didn't have any of our defenders there. So apart from Ben White in a different position. So at that point, I said, I don't think we're going to win this game. I just told myself, I don't think we're going to win this game. I'm hoping my prediction is wrong. I was hoping my prediction is wrong. I predicted 2-2. Hopefully they don't score. But unless Lewis Kelly and Kivio have the game of their lives, I can see Salah not getting a couple of more opportunities. And that is exactly what happened. Literally 5 minutes after we made that sub, we were cut open, and it was so easy. Like I think Lewis Kelly had kind of moved out of position. He was going forward. I think you're doing okay going forward. I'm not blaming Lewis Kelly for anything. He's not going to mark Salah. That is so obvious. So even if Salah scored a hat-trick in that last 10 minutes, there's nothing we can say about Lewis Kelly. He was not going to keep Salah quiet. That is obvious. Salah is probably top 5 Premier League players of all time, and there's a reason for that. So the way Nunes went past Kivio, I think it was Kivio, right? The pace too easy, and then Salah just he just went inside and very, very easy tapping. And yeah, 2-2 at that point. A very good goal in Liverpool's point of view. I think it was Trent making the pass. Trent, in terms of passing, fair play, is like one of the best passes in terms of defenders I've ever seen. Absolutely incredible. And at that point, yes, I still saw some people saying, let's try and get a win. Let's try and get a third. It would have been great. But for me, I tweeted again and I said, listen, don't do anything silly. Don't overcommit. Don't take 5 players forward. Don't try to, Lewis Kelly doesn't push forward, and then Ben White also pushes forward, and then we leave gaps and in behind. Don't do that. If you can't win the game, just take the draw. it's unfortunate that we've lost both Gabriel and Timber in the second half. And I don't think that ball passes there if Gabriel and Timber there. They might get another chance and score, yes, but that particular one, I don't think it passes there. And another thing that is very important defensively, there has to be communication. And Lewis Kelly and Kivio, this could be like the first ever time they've ever played with each other. So there's no communication there as well. There's no, they don't understand each other. That was the first like 5 minutes they were playing with each other. So I could live with that goal. That goal I could live with. If Timber and Gabriel on the pitch, I would have been more angry at that. But the fact that they're not on the pitch and it was Lewis Kelly and Kivio, I expected Liverpool to score. So at that point, I was just hoping if we could get a chance, that's fine. If we don't, just take the draw and get out of there. Then hope next time when you go to Anfield, those players are there and we beat Liverpool at their place. Let's hope next time Man City are coming to our place. Let's hope we can beat them again like we did last season. And let's hope that next game now against Newcastle and Chelsea, must-win games, because I can see the table right now. Man City are 5 points ahead of us. Liverpool are 4 points ahead of us. We have 2 very tough games coming up, yes, Newcastle and Chelsea. But remember, Liverpool are going to play Man City as well next month. They are going to drop points there somewhere, either both of them or something. That week, we need to take advantage of that. Liverpool is going to play against Aston Villa. Man City is going to play against Tottenham. They are going to draw points for us at this point. We've played Tottenham, we've played Aston Villa, we've played Man City, we've played Liverpool. So we just have to get away to pass Newcastle and Chelsea. And if we win Newcastle and Chelsea, I don't think the gap will be 5 points or 4 points still. I think one of them could drop points. But these days, let me just forget about that. These days, I don't look at Man City hoping for them to drop points. I usually expect them to win every single game, to be honest. But when they come to face Liverpool and those teams, I'm hoping like they can drop points there. My worry today was if we lose this game, Liverpool are 7 points ahead of you, but more importantly, Man City are 6 points ahead of you. And we can't even underestimate Liverpool. If they beat us today, that means they've beaten Man United, they've beaten Arsenal, they've beaten Chelsea, and they're 7 points ahead of us. That would have been devastating. So I was like, don't lose the game. I said at the beginning of the game, no excuses. Let's not lose this game. I don't think Liverpool are going to beat us. But let's try and win this game because this is big because of what happened last week against Bournemouth. If we had beaten Bournemouth last week, then this draw would have been perfect. It would have been like, that's fine. Draw against Liverpool, that's absolutely fine. We beat Bournemouth last week, but since we lost that game, then these games coming up became must-win pretty much. But if we beat Newcastle and Chelsea, then things will look rosy once again. And then after that, you have a good fixture list. So I'm okay living with the 2-2. But now the problem that we have is we are running out of players. So next game, I don't know if Gabriel is going to be there. I don't know how long Calafiori will be out for, and Timber as well. So now the players that we have remaining now defensively is Saliba, Ben White, Kivio and Zinchenko, and Lewis Kelly. So even Chelsea, ideally, Chelsea attacking-wise, they have so many attacking players. So if you're not careful as well, they can get 2 or 3 goals against you. So we might have, as I said at the beginning, we might have to really depend on our attackers. Now, this is where the likes of Ben White and Raya can tell the forward players, listen, myself, Raya, I have saved you guys against Atalanta. I have saved you against Aston Villa. I've saved you against this and this. White can say, listen, over the last 3 seasons, the defense, we've saved you guys. Saliba can say, listen, how many times am I going to save you? We've saved you. Now they have to look at the forward players and tell them, listen, you guys, save us now. Now it is your turn to save us. The 3 of you, plus Trossard, plus the rest of the guys. Now it's the chance for you. Yes, we're going to concede a goal. We're going to concede 2 goals against Chelsea. But Havertz, if you get a chance, score. Trossard, if you get a chance, please score. Martinelli, Saka, do everything that you can for the next couple of weeks up until we have a fully fit squad defensively. We have to score 3 goals, 4 goals to win the games because I think we're going to concede goals without those defenders. It is now time to depend on the forward players. We've now depended on the back players too many times. Let's depend on the forward players now. Let them do the job for us now, those forward players. Jesus as well. If you play, do the job for us. Sterling, do the job for us. If you play anyone else playing up front, do the job for us because now it's time for you. The defenders, they've done the job for us the last 3 seasons. Let's now focus on attack-wise. Please do the job. So I'm able to live with the 2-2. Next up, Preston midweek. And then next week, Newcastle. Newcastle is usually a tough game away from home, but I think we're going to win that one. The Chelsea one is the one that I'm like, if you had beaten Bournemouth, then if you draw it, Chelsea is not that bad. But right now, since we've drawn it Liverpool and it didn't win today, which I'm okay with, I'm going to keep on stressing that. But the next 2 games, you have to win because if you drop points again, you don't want the gap to open at all. So keep the gap the same. Keep the gap the same up until Liverpool play Man City. Keep the gap the same. And Odegaard is going to come back in November. I cannot wait for him to come back. Saliba is back next game. Gabriel, Timber, hopefully it's not that serious. So I will come to your comments. Let me do the player ratings. Let me do the player ratings. So, man, I didn't even type anything. I was so nervous. I didn't even type player ratings. This is absolutely crazy. But listen, if you had lost, I would have been devastated. But listen, but I'm happy that I did say in the preview that Liverpool cannot beat us at home, and I didn't have egg on my face because it would have been a bit embarrassing if they came and beat us 3-0 or something. It would have been embarrassing. Actually, let me take a few of your comments and then I do the player ratings. Alicia says we did well, but injuries crisis. Yep, too many players injured. But now for the Liverpool game, I'm okay with the 2-2. But the rest of the games, we can't do it. We can't have excuses. That's why I've said if we don't have enough defenders, Havertz is there. Trossard is there. Saka is there. Score the goals. Score the goals. If you concede 2 goals, let's win the game 4-2. They need to take their chances now. Now, we have to depend on the forward players. At least not 7 points, and I wanted Zinchenko over Lewis Kelly, says Bright. Now, those 2 games have showed me that Zinchenko, Arteta doesn't trust Zinchenko anymore. Those games have shown me that. Like Lewis Kelly coming on up against Salah ahead of Zinchenko. Even Arteta knows that Zinchenko up against Salah. He'd rather have Lewis Kelly than. But I do understand. Who knows? But I don't think we can confidently say, oh my goodness, if Zinchenko was there, would have marked Salah. I don't think so. You've seen it for 2 games, 3 games already. It didn't happen. Arsenal only play when we are level or down, but the moment you take the lead, we stop playing. I don't think we stopped playing today, though. We didn't stop playing. We only took it cautiously. After Gabriel went off and Kivio came on, I think there was a bit of, like we can't let it too open. I think if Gabriel was on the pitch, we are still creating a couple of more chances. I mean, today I don't think we packed the bus. The last 20 minutes after we picked up those injuries, yeah. But even then, Lewis Kelly got in the box like 3 times and put in some crosses. So we aren't really packing the bus. Like we had a couple of opportunities to pick up a corner. Havertz was running on the right side. Martinelli was trying to create something. Saka was trying to create something. Our fullbacks overlapping, especially Lewis Kelly when he came out. So I don't think we were packing the bus. We were not packing the bus, and that is why we considered the goal. Because we were so open, because they hit that one through pass. If you had packed the bus, they don't hit that through pass. So I don't think we were packing the bus today. The squad is thin. We had the worst transfer window this season. You have to struggle, says Ika. We have to push all the way to January. So transfer window, we cannot blame it on anyone else apart from ourselves. So transfer window, we have to push all the way to January. And then January, please, let's not get through January again and then we don't sign any single player at all. No, we've already seen, especially if you're still in the Carabao Cup at that point and we've qualified in the Champions League and, you know, the FA Cup has started at that point and then we've gone through to the next round and we are still in the title race there. You please don't make any mistake again. Because if we get to this point and we're still next to Man City and Liverpool with all these injuries in January, then we have no excuses because that would be like, come on now, you know, God, Allah, Buddha, all of them have been with us all the way to January. With all these injuries and all these, you know, kind of poor performances, but we are still there. We're still in all of those competitions. Go and get me a striker. Go and get me another player, and then, you know, we can go again through the rest of the season. Because these injuries can happen. They can happen. Because now we've bought so many defenders, but all of them are injured. That shows you, even if you buy 10 defenders, it's not going to be enough. But we know where the problem is. You know, you need a forward line. We are having to rush someone like Saka is not 100% fit. He's having to play. He's having to come to save us because we don't have anyone else to play. So that is not good because we don't want Saka to feel as well like, oh, am I the only one here? You know, the way Van Persie and Fabregas felt all those years ago. I don't want it to be like that. There's a time that Van Persie felt like he was the only one who was good enough at Arsenal. We don't want Saka to feel like, okay, am I the only one they're depending on? Let me go to Real Madrid. No, we don't want it to get to that stage. Gabriel will be available, trust me, in the next match, says Olaide. I don't want him to play against Preston, though. Next Premier League game, yes. Saka goal gave us a boost to play well. Oh yeah, that was very important. You know, I know a lot of people are not confident going into this game, so that goal early on, you're like, okay, this is still Arsenal, this is still the Emirates Stadium. There was still a few Liverpool fans respect them, saying, let's not get too cocky. It's still Arsenal. They're still a good team. So fair play to those fans. And I always know that Arsenal don't play like. I wish we could play like this against the smaller teams because against Liverpool, against Man United, against Chelsea, I never expect us to lose. Like it's been so long since we lost to any of those teams. but you always have a messy day against a Fulham or an Aston Villa, and then let's not do that. Let's not. Ferguson used to beat every single top small team, and then even if he loses to Arsenal and to Chelsea, they've already beaten Wigan, they've beaten Blackburn, they're already 10 points ahead. Mashik says, I really thank God for protecting Partey this season. What a player. What a player. Has been incredible. Hopefully he keeps on going. I would rest him against Preston and then have him fit for Newcastle. Considering the influence of Saka in today's game, it clearly shows that we need a replacement for him. Definitely need someone to help out because he was way important today. Like if Saka is not there today, we don't get 2 goals because that first goal, it was just brilliant pass, but individual brilliance from Saka. Saliba and Saka back up, says Robin. Yeah, so happy to have Saliba back next game. I'm scared of Partey can get injured now, says Gibson. Let's hope not. He's very important, man. I think Saka's been our best player this season, but I think Partey is a close second now. Raya was second after those performances at the beginning of the season, but Partey, the last 3 games, I think top 3 best players for us this season so far: Saka, Partey, and Raya. It's a penalty because Konate isn't close to the ball, and what happened to the last goal? Why did the referee blow? I don't know, but the referee, because he's blown before the goal has gone in, they're going that's the excuse. He said it's a foul. I don't even think it's a foul, but listen, they've already told us that you cry about referees every single day. Let's not do it today. I'm going to let it pass today. I'm tired of talking about referees. I see Kai is into threat this season because of 90 minutes without shot on target. Did he really get a chance to do it today? I don't think he was in the first half. I don't think he was in the game. That is true. Second half, though, the energy and all that, even the goal, you remember the goal that got disallowed, it basically came from him. He was making some good runs and all that, but the thing with players like Havertz, can I put him in the same category as Haaland and stuff? No, but what I'm trying to say is if you don't create chances for Haaland, he's not going to score. That's why you can see him going 3-4 games without scoring. If he defend, if he doesn't get a chance, he's not going to score. We saw Havertz dribbling past a couple of players and scoring against Leicester, or is it Southampton, one of those games. But I don't expect Havertz to grab the ball and go past 4 defenders and score. So you have to put in the crosses in the box and hope that you touch the headers. But again, Mubarak, I don't really think Havertz has been a problem this. I think Havertz 80% of the season is done okay. This particular game, he wasn't really involved until like the last 20 minutes. We must seize every opportunity that comes our way, neglecting to... But actually, I'm coming to your comment, Jamie. Thank you for reminding me, Mubarak. I'm going to remember it in the player ratings. You see the penalty that you're talking about when Martinelli was fouled by Konate. Havertz had a chance. I was like, Havertz, why the hell are you kicking the ball off target? Thank you for reminding me. I was like, Havertz, you need to score that. He actually put the ball off target in that. I had forgotten that. He needs to score that. You have to put that on target. He was rushing and stuff, but listen, you have to take that chance. As a striker, at that point, that particular situation, you don't have to be like, okay, I'm going to wait for a penalty as well. No. Look at it as a striker. I'm going to score this. He had to put it on target. I don't even know how he missed it. But apart from that, the last 30 minutes, I think he was okay, but he was a bit quiet. But I think he's been okay for us 80% of the season. So I'm not really. I think games like PSG, we won because of him. And then he had big games like 3 or 4 times in a row. So I'm okay with him. But again, next week, I'm not going to make the same excuse. Next week, you have to do more than today. That is the best defense that we're playing against today, the best defense so far this season. So, yeah. Jamie says we must seize every opportunity that comes our way. Neglecting to recognize these chances can lead us to disappointment and sorrow. Yeah, we need to take chances. Like, I feel like this team wants to win the league. I don't look at these players and I'm like, oh, Saka doesn't play like he wants to win the league. Saliba doesn't know. Saliba wants to win that league. You can tell when he plays. Raya wants to win that league. You can tell when he plays. If you have a couple of players who you think they're playing like they don't want to win the league, you can mention maybe a couple. But 90% of that squad, you can see that they win the league. You can't tell me that you're looking at Gabriel and you're looking at someone who doesn't want to win the league. No, the effort is there and all that, but you have to win the trophies. We don't want to finish this spell over the next 5 years. Like that team of Gabriel, Saliba, we didn't win anything, but they were so good. No, we don't want to have it like the time we had Fabregas and Rosicki and Kleb and Adebayo and Van Persie, and we were so good. We were beating teams 5-6. but we didn't win anything, and then we forgot about that team. We don't want the same situation. Eggy says, Glenn, isn't it obvious that we need the top striker? Yeah, it is obvious. Arsenal is still not ready to win a trophy, so we definitely need a striker. So we need to keep on pushing. For now, it is October. We can't really talk about a striker. It is irrelevant. We already know that we want a striker, but talking about it right now, it doesn't help because we can't buy anyone until January. But they need to have someone in mind. So when you get to January, we need to get a striker. We definitely need to get a striker in January. And we might as well need a backup for Saka as well in January. So we definitely need additions in January for sure. Because what I'm scared of is Man City still have that money from Alvarez. They've not spent it yet. So they can just go and buy a 60, 70 million player in January. So with this kind of team, Newcastle will bully us to death. What makes you say that though, Babs? What makes us? I don't think so. What have we seen from today that you're going to get bullied? I don't think Arsenal is going to get bullied. Like I saw Rice going to tackles day, saw Merino going to tackles day. But Newcastle's midfield, Newcastle's team, Joelinton, Bruno Guimaraes, those guys can definitely bully you if you're not at the top of your game and at the level. But you definitely have to take Newcastle seriously. They're a team that can beat you. They beat us last season, but I think we're going to win the game. I don't see like the way we play today. I'm not like, oh my goodness, Newcastle are going to beat us. If you're playing Newcastle after playing Bournemouth, then I'd be like, that was not good. But looking at the game today, just take it to them, and you can. The forward players have to wake up. The forward players now have to wake up. Liverpool is no longer a threat. If we had our full squad, I think Liverpool are definitely a threat. But if we have a full squad, I think we win. If we have our full squad, I'm predicting 3-1 Arsenal and all that. But let's hope we have the next game against them. Let's hope we have a full squad. The top 6 teams are struggling. Yeah, I think every team is struggling. I've watched Man City the last 6 weeks, and I don't think Man City have played well 80% of the time. They were lucky yesterday against Southampton. Remember, if it was Arsenal beating Southampton 1-0, actually Arsenal beat Southampton 3-1, and I remember after that day, people are like, 3-1 to Southampton, that is not good enough. Man City struggled against Southampton yesterday. They had a lot of chances, but Southampton could easily have picked up something. Same against the day they played Wolves and all those teams. So Man City are not playing well, but they're picking up the results. I don't think Arsenal have been playing that well as well. So you need to also keep on picking up the results. Which are the other top 6 teams? Are you counting Man United? Really? What number am I United in? These days I don't even look at Man United on the table. Things have changed, huh? Well done, my team. We played as a well done, my team. We played as a team, said Jonathan. So let me do the player ratings now. So Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2 player ratings. Let's start with David Raya. He didn't have a lot to do. This first goal, Van Dijk, I don't think he would have done anything really. I don't think it was an amazing performance. I don't think it was a bad performance from Ryan. I think the kicking was okay today. He was picking out passes to Partey and to Tim on the left side. I think Raya's kicking today was okay. He did make a couple of saves. I don't think he could have done anything with the goal. So I'm just going to give Raya 6 out of 10 for today. I think that is fair enough for David Raya. Raya, if Raya has a bad game, he had a bad game against Bournemouth, but we gave him the pass because he had 7 good games already this season, but he can't have another bad game like he did against Bournemouth. Today, 6 out of 10. I don't think Raya was being troubled today that much in terms of, oh my goodness, Raya is going to make a mistake now. He was okay today. Let's go to the fullbacks. Fullbacks. Who was fullback today? Let's go with the centre backs first. Let's start with Ben White because I have him here first. So Ben White, can we say out of position? I don't think so. That he used to play there, so I don't have a problem with Ben White playing at centre back. He should still be able to do the job. The pass for Saka's goal was phenomenal, man. Like that pass from Ben White, he basically opened up the game for us because without that pass, it's still 0-0, and you don't know what happens after that. But that pass from Ben White, it gives him an extra 2 marks on these player ratings. Defensively, he made a couple of good tackles. I don't think he got exposed. I think they dealt well with Nunes. And then Nunes had to go to Kivio's side to get that goal, that Salah goal. And they're using that side because they knew that is like our weaker side after Tim and Gabriel went out. But today for Ben White, assist as well. I think Ben White is okay. I'm really tempted to give him an extra mark for that assist. That assist was very, very good. We considered 2 goals. Was any of those goals his problem? Corner kick? No. Second one? We just scored in the middle. Maybe you can ask where he was in terms of that. But Ben White, I think he was okay. I was so close to giving him an 8, but I'm going to give him a 7. If he had won the game, I would have given him an 8 or something. I don't think we considered it because of him, but that pass was really good, very, very good. It could easily have got him an 8 in this player rating. So Ben White gets a 7 for today. Ben White is, I remember when he signed Ben White, and a lot of people are not sure about Ben White. Ben White is always going to do the job for you. Like, this is not, I don't think any Arsenal fan is looking at Ben White and you're like, Ben White needs to be sold. I don't think any Arsenal fan is looking at Ben White like a player who needs to be sold or anything. No, I can see Ben White in this Arsenal team for the next 5 years. Like, I think he does the job. He never really puts up 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. No, if he has a bad day, it's 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 today, and the passing and all that. Fantastic. So Ben White, 7 out of 10. His partner, Gabriel, I mean, he only played like 50 minutes. I think defensively he was okay. He wasn't tested that much, but I think he dealt well with Nunes for most of the game. We conceded from the corner kick, maybe better organization and stuff. But Gabriel today, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. I think it is okay from Gabriel today, 6 out of 10. Nothing much to say about him. Hopefully it's not a serious injury, because this is another player that we have to have him there, man. Like, we can't have him injured. We can survive a couple of games if Calafiori is there. But now with Gabriel out, that either means Saliba is having to play on the left side of the defense, or you're going to have to start Kivio again next week against Newcastle. Hopefully he's fit, as someone has said in the chat. Those Gabriel, 6 out of 10. Fullbacks, Thomas Partey. Oh. Thomas Partey, what a performance, man. Like, I'm so happy he kept him. You know, what about if Partey's not there today? Partey as well, he's very underrated, you know. He's just saved us at right back today. We didn't have anyone to play. He just stepped up there and said, listen, I'm going to play. And the interceptions, you know, playing up against Diaz and Zaha and Hazard and those kind of players, you expect Partey to commit 3 or 4 fouls, you know, because Diaz is tricky, and then Gakpo second half. I didn't see Partey, you know, really fouling anyone today. He was timing the challenges well. He was bullying Diaz. Diaz had to be subbed off. You know, that I think the reason he was subbed off was because Partey was just, you know, killing the game for him completely. So Partey, for today, playing at right back as well. And some of the passing was great as well. And there's one standout moment. There's 34th minute. I wrote it down. 34th minute, he made an interception when Diaz was going to go past him. Absolutely fantastic. And so happy, man. Hopefully he keeps on going. Hopefully he can stay fit, because he's playing a crucial role. Even in the bad games against Shakhtar and Bournemouth, Partey was our best player. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I think that is how good he was. We didn't win the game, but I think Partey, 9 out of 10. What a player, man. What a player. What a player. Fantastic. Partey, 9 out of 10. Who was next? Who played the other fullback? Timber. Timber was not 100% fit. We basically just had to bring him to save us, because we didn't have anyone else to play there. If you've seen what Salah done to us for 15 minutes after we took out Gabriel and Timber. Now, imagine if Timber was not there completely for the rest of the game. If it was Lewis Kelly up against Salah, or Zinchenko up against Salah, or Kivio up against Salah for 90 minutes, he would have been in big trouble. Salah would have gotten like 3-4 more opportunities there. So Timber, I think he was doing good. He literally got subbed off when he considered right away. That shows you something. So Timber, he's not 100% fit, man. Like, that is a bit of a concern, because now with Timber and Calafiori, it looks like they're playing a couple of games and then they're out, and then 2 more games and then they're out, and then they're not missing a lot of games, but it's like, I'm back for this one and then I'm out for the next one. For Timber, I'm going to excuse him, because I don't think Timber is fully fit. I don't even think he was meant to play today. He's just been pushed to play today. So, and he played 70% fit, and he did okay. 7 out of 10 for Timber for today. Great to have him. He did the job for us for 70 minutes, 75 minutes. Great. Timber, 7 out of 10. So hopefully that is fair enough for the defense. Raya, 6. Ben White, 7. Gabriel, 6. Timber, 7. And then Partey, 9. I think Partey was that good today. Midfield wise, Rice, I've seen a few comments over the last 2 weeks, people saying Rice needs to up his game. It's not been the same Rice that he was last season. That is true. The Rice from last season was like phenomenal as well. But today, his attacking work was the one that was impressing me the most. Those crosses from the free kicks, he created like 3-4 good chances today. That assist for Merino, that was a fantastic cross, man, from Declan Rice. He was okay, and then he had to play as a defensive midfielder today. I don't think he got overrun or anything. I think Rice was okay for sure. I'm sure if you look at the stats later on, you're going to be like, oh, speaking of stats, there's a stat I saw about Partey. I'm going to bring it now. So Partey in the first half, he had the most touches, he completed the most passes, he won the most deals. Partey won 11 deals in the first half. It's crazy. 5 tackles, he won 4 fouls, he made 3 clearances. So yeah, I gave Partey a 9, and we can see, or maybe I should even give him a 10. Because those stats there, those are crazy, man. So crazy. I'm sure if you look at Declan Rice as well, you'll find that he made 10 tackles or something. But for today, from what I watched, the crosses were fantastic. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today, Declan Rice. He's still not yet the Declan Rice that was getting. Last season, I was giving him 10, 9, 10, 10. The next game, he was just very, very good. But I don't think he's useless. Some people would say that. No, he's still, like, without Rice today as well, he still suffer because he needs his energy in that midfield. So 7 out of 10 for Rice. Merino started poorly the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but after that, he was completely okay. Missed a chance as well as part of the first 20 minutes. So if you're just rating the first 20 minutes, it would have been like a 2 out of 10. But after that, I think he did well. He was making some challenges in midfield. Another player who loves the duels. The goal, fantastic. Scored his first Arsenal goal for us. Love to see it. Hopefully, can chip in it more. We've seen him scoring and assisting for Spain a lot recently. So hopefully, he can do the same because people have already given up on him for some reason. This is the second time he's playing for Arsenal. For me, I know there's more to come from Merino. Today, scored the goal. Good performance in midfield. Nothing like too incredible, like a 10 out of 10, but he got us the goal that gave us the lead, and to cancel that out with the basically missed a chance and he gave away the ball to Salah. But I think that has been cancelled out with the goal and all. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I'm definitely going to rewatch the game to watch Merino closely and Rice in that midfield. But I don't think we got overrun in midfield, and that was a worry because Gravenberch has been playing well, and they have McAllister there, and Jones played well against Chelsea last week. 7 out of 10 for Merino. Trossard, first half, I think Trossard was doing okay. I think he was winning the second ball. He was getting involved a lot. In terms of the creating of the chances, though, and getting in the box, he was too quiet, man, too quiet. The rest of the things, defensively, I actually think he was doing okay defensively, but where we need him up front, I don't know if that was just instruction today because we don't have enough defenders. Trossard need to come back and defend, or they does it, so you need to do it in that position. Going forward, though, he was a bit. I don't think he took a shot or anything. I didn't see him at all going forward. So 6 out of 10 for Trossard today. First half, I love the energy, the defensive work, there are a couple of tackles. Great, 6 out of 10 for Trossard. Forward line. Saka, special performance. That first half, Saka, right from the get-go, Saka was there saving us right away. I think he was our best player in that first. I think Partey and Saka very, very close that first half. That goal from Saka was special, man. Very, very good goal. Very good finish, and it basically destroyed McAllister and Robertson in that first half. We could easily have had a couple of more goals. Like, we see how much we've missed him. We've missed him so much. So what I'd do with him, I'd rest him against Preston. And then weekend, we need him fully fit against Newcastle and against Chelsea. Score a couple of goals against Chelsea. 70th minute, Saka, I need you to go down with an injury against Chelsea. Put your hands up. Say you cannot go for the international break. We can say Palmer is better than you. Take Palmer to England. Saka, we need you. The 70th minute against Chelsea, you need to go down with an injury because I don't need Saka to go for another international break. Please, no. We've lost the Bournemouth game last week. If Saka is there, you never know. Saka can make things happen. Saka, do your job against Newcastle. We have Inter Milan as well, right? Do your job against Inter Milan. Do your job against Chelsea. 70th minute, after Havertz has scored a hat-trick against Chelsea, Saka, you go down with an injury. You hold your leg. I need Saka to be screaming on that day. Like, agonizingly screaming. Like, I'm injured. This could be like a 2-year injury. Go out, have a 1-week holiday, back to training that Monday. That is the plan, Saka. That is because he's not going for another international break. No. We've seen international breaks have already cost us with Calafiori, with Odegaard, now up until now with Saka. No. Saka, Chelsea, that is the plan. You get injured in the 70th minute. For today, Bukayo Saka, I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10. For second half, a bit quiet. Like, if he had a good second half as well, I'd have given him a 9 like Partey. But first half, I think Saka was really good. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. We only got one corner kick today, surprisingly. And the corner kick came after Saka had gone off. So he didn't really get a chance to take a corner kick today, surprisingly. But Nwaneri, by the way, that corner kick from Nwaneri was really good. I was actually quite impressed with that corner kick. 8 out of 10 for Saka. Very, very happy to have him back. He saved us today. It was basically Saka comes back and you feel like, phew, Saka is back. This is great. So fantastic. Martinelli on the other side. I mean, he was getting involved a lot. Saka was definitely very, very, very much better. What Martinelli was doing, I actually did love his defending in the second half. Remember, we need him to score the goals. But what has impressed me about Martinelli against Man City and Liverpool is the defensive work, surprisingly. We know that he can defend well. Today, he was coming back and helping with Salah. He actually intercepted a couple of chances from Salah. Salah was like going to go past him and maybe shoot the ball or something, and Martinelli intercepted, made a good tackle. Martinelli did well in terms of that. It's usually so hard to rate Martinelli's attacking because some of the crossing, okay. Sometimes you feel like, most of the times you feel like you should have done better with this, take the shot. There's a shot that he took outside the box, way off target. I was like, come on, Martinelli, you need to put that on target. That is the work of a winger. You can't put that off target. Energy-wise, all that's great, but we still need more from Martinelli. That's why I'm saying if we don't have those defenders in the weeks that are coming, Martinelli plays. We need the 2022-23 Martinelli from somewhere. We need it from, even for 2-3 weeks, we need it from somewhere. He's making the runs. You can see him calling for the ball and he's getting the ball and dribbling past a couple of players, but he's still not the fully confident Martinelli because there's a time today I even saw him twice. One, Konate is very strong, so he's just going to bully Martinelli. But it was a bit too easy the first time. And then the second time, you could see Martinelli was scared of going past Konate because of what happened the first time. And then he just came back and then he tried to he tried to cross the ball to Saka, to pass the ball to Saka across the pitch. And then I think Liverpool intercepted it. But can I really give him a 7? Defensive work was okay. Defensive work was really good. Nah, I'm going to give Martinelli a 6 out of 10. I feel that is okay. 6 out of 10 is okay. Just above average. But defensive work, I think it's okay. I might watch the game again and then check the stats, and then you find Martinelli made like 15 tackles. You have to take that into consideration because games like this up against Salah on that wing, he has to do defensive work. He didn't get an assist or anything, right? No. So yeah, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10 for today. Needs to do more. And same for today's game, I'm going to give the same to Havertz. I don't think they were special today at all. A bit quiet for Havertz in the first half. Again, for Martinelli and Havertz, what I'm speaking about today is defensive work. And defensive work is very important. We don't want our wingers to be lazy and walking around and our forward players to be walking around and waiting for the ball. We don't want that. But remember, your main job, Havertz and Martinelli, your main job, score. The two of you. Saka did his job up front. We need to do the same, Martinelli. Even if he just puts the shot on, both of them actually. Martinelli put a shot off target and Havertz put a shot off target as well. Put those shots on target. If it gets cleared, if the goalkeeper says, fine. That is your first job. So I can only give them a 6 out of 10. I can't give them more, even with the defensive work. Listen, defensive work with a goal from Martinelli, this 6 changes to an 8 because of that defensive work complemented by that attacking game. Yes, but still, there's still a couple of chances being missed there. And yeah, I need a striker in January, but remember, even if you talk about a striker, those chances are still going to drop to Martinelli, a couple of them. He still needs to finish his chances. What if our striker scores the 2 goals and the other team scores 2 goals, and then Martinelli gets a chance against Bournemouth like he did? He still has to score, You still have to score those. So 6 out of 10 for the 2 of them. They aren't bad, but they aren't incredible in terms of going forward. So 6 out of 10. Subs. Who came on fast? It was Kivio. Oh, I think Kivio was okay up until the goal. But to be honest, I didn't really expect him to do anything up against Salah and Nunes. I was worried, right? After I saw Gabriel going down, I was just like, oh, the word I used, but I'm not going to use it on the stream. Yes, the word starts with S. I was just like, oh my goodness, I was not happy. But again, somehow we need Kivio to get confident because if Gabriel is out and Calafiori is out, you're going to have to play. So first of all, against Preston midweek, and then against Newcastle next time. The last time Kivio played against Newcastle, he scored. So let's hope he does the same. I think he did okay for the first 30 minutes when he came on. But that goal, it was too easy, man. The goal was too easy. So Just average. Again, I'll rewatch him again. I was thinking about giving him a 6, but just 5 out of 10. But again, I'm not going to give him a 2 or 3 because I didn't expect him to do anything against Salah, unfortunately. So it is what it is, as they would say. It's 5 out of 10 for Kivio. Who else came on? It was Lewis Kelly, MLS. Now, Lewis Kelly is not Kivio. Lewis Kelly is 17 years of age. He's very young, 17 or 18. He's very young either way. He could even be older. Why am I confusing? Yeah, you always have these ages confused. But yeah, Lewis Kelly is young. That is the truth. He is very young. So up against Salah, there is no chance Lewis Kelly would have kept Salah quiet. I just knew it's going to be 2-2 at that point. But ignoring the Salah fact, I think Lewis Kelly was going forward well. He was overlapping well. He crossed a couple of balls into the box. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Still bright future. Still bright future. Nice to see him coming on in a big game like this. Nice to see Noneri coming on for the last 10 minutes as well. And Lewis Kelly, something that we can say is Arteta really trusts you. He's bringing you on ahead of Zinchenko, sometimes ahead of Kivio. So you are being trusted. He's actually getting more opportunities than Nwaneri. So in terms of him, as an individual, he should be like, okay, listen, I'm actually getting more opportunities than Nwaneri. Let me keep on improving. You're going to start against Preston. Let's have a big performance like you did against Bolton last time. 6 out of 10 for Lewis Kelly. Who else came on? Jesus was actually okay when he came on. He actually created a chance and he had that shot on target where he faked and then had the shot. I don't think he was as bad as he was. Actually, again, he also won us a corner kick as well. He almost scored. I think it was cleared off the line. I think Jesus was okay the last 10 minutes. But yeah, if Jesus is going to be as good as he was in the 22-23 season, he's going to have to be more than okay. And yeah, it was better than what I've seen the last 2 games that he's come on. It was definitely better. 6 out of 10 for Jesus for those 10 minutes. Nwaneri also came on as well. And Nwaneri as well, I think he did okay for those 10 minutes that he came on. The corner kick was really good. So the subs actually, I think the subs did okay. I think Jesus did okay. Lewis Kelly, no, let me rephrase that. Kivio did okay for 30 minutes, but the goal, it came from their side. So anyway, though, I don't know what to say about Kivio and Lewis Kelly because the moment they came on up against Salah, I just knew we were in trouble. So it is a very tough opponent to play against. Lewis Kelly up against Salah, you're in trouble. Nwaneri 6 out of 10 as well. Mikel Arteta today. What am I going to give Mikel Arteta today? Starting lineup. Personally, this is my rating. I was okay with the starting lineup. I said I rather see Partey at right back than see Zinchenko at left back up against Kivio. It is there on Twitter. I tweeted it before the game. So I was okay with Partey right back. And the truth is, remember, there's people who said at the beginning of the game, what the hell is Arteta doing Partey at right back? Partey was our man of the match. So you have to tell Arteta, actually, you know what? You are right in terms of that. Partey playing at right back, he did incredibly well. So fair play on that. What else? Merino starting, I think it is okay. Some of you would say you wanted Nwaneri to start, fine. Keeping the Saka and the Timber thing secret, I think it worked, I guess. The subs, well, am I happy? The subs, Kivio coming on for Gabriel, there's nothing we can do about that. Lewis Kelly coming on for Timber, nothing we can do about that neither. Nwaneri coming on for Martinelli, trusted Nwaneri for the last 10 minutes. Maybe you could say Nwaneri comes on earlier, fine. Jesus on for Saka, fine as well. So I don't think it was bad from Arteta today. Yeah, I don't think it was bad. I was okay with the starting lineup. And I'm happy. I'm not happy that you're 5 points behind. I think we're going to close the gap in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, fingers crossed. But what I've seen is we need to improve against the smaller teams. That is for sure. Attacking wise, especially, we need to stop struggling like against Bournemouth and Shakhtar and those teams. If we improve on that, we'll be okay. Because I think in terms of playing the big teams, I think Arteta is better than any manager in the league. Playing against the bigger teams, because Arteta is there, I don't think we're going to lose to Newcastle. I don't think you're going to lose to Liverpool. I don't think you're going to lose to Man City because of him. If you have a different manager, you probably lose a couple of those games. But the tactics that he uses, he usually works against those teams. So now he needs to find the right tactics for those games against Bournemouth and those teams. We can't have struggle every single day and have to score last minute every single day. So for today, we got the draw. Could have been a win. I don't think you'd have done anything. So I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today. I was okay with the lineup. It worked with Partey at right back, so 7 out of 10 for him. Last week, he annoyed me against Bournemouth, subbing off Sterling. I think I gave him a 3 or 4. Today, I'm going to give you a 7 because it is very hard to manage that game with all those injuries. But people would say, remember, you're the transfer window. It is you and Edu and all those guys. So next week, though, against Newcastle, you have to win. So no excuses. Preston have to win against Preston. So that one, first of all, it is non-negotiable. Against Preston, you have to be in the quarterfinal. And then after that, Newcastle as well, I think you have to win that as well. Inter Milan, I think you're going to see another draw. Actually, I don't think you're going to beat Inter Milan, to be honest. So there's that as well. And then against Chelsea, another big game. If you go through these games without losing, these next 4 games, and then you go into the next international break without losing, good. We've survived another 6-7 weeks. Bournemouth was bad, but we'd have survived up until that point because we'll still be close to Liverpool and Man City. They'll play each other. They'll drop points against each other. We'll still be there, but it becomes must win against Newcastle, must win against Chelsea. Those ones, I'm not going to be happy with the draw. Today, I'm going to take the draw. The others, I'm not going to be happy with the draw. So 7 out of 10 for him. Man of the match between Saka, Partey, I think both of them did well. Dixon said the team played well today despite the haters writing us off before the game. Yeah, there was a lot of them. I was seeing 3-1, 4-1. We didn't win, but before the game, people are saying, everyone was saying we were going to lose. Even myself, I didn't predict an Arsenal win. I went with the draw. I usually predict Arsenal win, so that shows you I was a bit worried. Mike, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the live stream, Glenn. I much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for always supporting the channel. I appreciate it very much. Tactical says 2 points dropped. Really frustrating season on trophies this year, man. I don't think it's a frustrating season, Tactical. I think we're exaggerating a bit. If we go and we drop points against Newcastle and Chelsea, then I'm going to agree with you. But so far, this season so far, as a whole, we've gone to Aston Villa, we've beaten them. We've gone to Tottenham without Declan Rice, without Odegaard, we've beaten them. We've gone to Man City with 10 men for almost the entire game. We've picked up a draw against Man City away from home. We've played Liverpool without like 7 of our players, like 5 of our defenders. We didn't lose the game when everyone was betting a 3-1. We drew the game. Yes, it could have been better if we won the game, but that is still Liverpool. That is not Burnley we are playing against. So, but Liverpool have been top of the table, remember. So they are the best team in the league. I think they're actually playing better than Man City. So there's that. We beat PSG in the Champions League. We've not considered a goal in the Champions League so far. We've won 3 games out of 3. If we beat Preston, quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, it's not a frustrating season, man. Let's be honest. It's not a frustrating season. Frustrating in terms of how we played against Bournemouth, terrible. That frustrating game against Bournemouth, frustrating season. I don't agree with frustrating season. But if we lose to Newcastle and Chelsea, then things change very quickly. But discipline-wise, frustrating. Because I still say, if we have 11 men on the pitch, I don't think we can lose more than 2 games. That is what I said last week, and I said it with chest. I said if we have 11 men on the pitch, I think that maybe 1 or 2 teams can beat us in this league. If we have 11 men on the pitch, I don't think we lose more than 2 games. That is my opinion. But you have to keep 11 men on the pitch, because if we keep 11 men on the pitch against Man City, we were so close to scoring a 3rd goal in that game. We would have been 3-1 ahead of Man City. Against Brighton, we were going to win that game. We dominated them with 10 men. Havertz and Saka should have scored. So is there a game that, apart from Bournemouth, this season so far, the only game I've been disappointed with is probably Bournemouth. Shakhtar, yes. So Bournemouth and Shakhtar, but Shakhtar, we still picked up a win. And it is possible to pick Shakhtar 1-0. Man City beat Southampton 1-0 yesterday. You're going to have games like that. The only game I've been really annoyed after and sad is the Bournemouth one, because, you can't lose to Bournemouth. But the rest of the games, there's been reasons. So now, don't do that again. Don't pick up red cards. Don't draw points again to a Bournemouth. Now there's no excuses from now on. Saka is back and all that. So, I will have a different opinion. If you go and lose to Newcastle and Chelsea, I will have a different opinion. But for me, again, as I said, I'm very different from you guys. For me, I really, really trust Arteta so much, like very, very high. Like he's shown me a lot the last 2 seasons. There's still mistakes here and there for sure. You're fair enough if you're saying, you're not going to win the league and whatever. Arteta, fine enough. That's your opinion. But for me, again, just like this comment says from Bedell, Arteta keeps spoiling the games, especially when subs are needed. Fine, everyone has their own opinion. For me personally, today, I don't think anything could have changed. Gabriel and the left back went down injured. You have to make those subs. I want him to use Nwaneri more as well. Nwaneri is showing a lot. That is fine. I agree with that. January, no excuses. You need to go and buy a striker. You need to go and buy a backup for Saka. No excuses. But so far, we're not losing to any of those teams without Odegaard, without Saka on the pitch for one of those games, without Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori down the pitch. Didn't lose the game. 5 years ago, even not 5 years, 2021, 3 years ago, when we were losing to Brentford and getting smashed 5 goals by Man City, if you lose Gabriel against Liverpool, we would have considered 3 goals in those final 20 minutes. That is what would have happened. If you take a look at our results between 2017 and 2021 up against Liverpool, they used to make a mockery of us, man. They used to score 4 or 5 goals against us. Now, Liverpool, even with Arsenal missing 7 players, Liverpool are coming out of there saying, oh, actually not bad. Arsenal, we got a draw against Arsenal. That is fine. So let's see. Tactical, fine with that comment. Bedell, fine with that comment. Let's see let's see the games that we have between now and the international break. Let's see. I'm going to see how those games go. Because I really trust this team so much. I'd not be surprised if you go and beat Newcastle and Chelsea, and then things change completely. But I will have a different opinion. If you're going to lose those games, then I will have a different tone the next time we do a player rating or a video after Chelsea, after Newcastle. Let's see. Prince says most duels won, 13, most tackles, 4, most Arsenal touches, 79. Thomas Partey is incredible. Mubarak says the fact that we can't take maximum points in these games and other winnable matches is why we are not going to win the title. Games like Bournemouth, games like Brighton, that one I agree. Quick recovery for our injured players. Today, personally, I don't agree because we usually beat Liverpool. I think if you have everyone, you beat Liverpool 3-1. That is how confident I am. Today, before the game, I said there's no excuses, especially after I saw Saka. I said, listen, you have to go there and get the win. But after Gabriel and Timber went out and Lewis Kelly and Kivio came on, I just knew they were going to score. So there's nothing much you can do about it, unless you put like your back 8 after that. I just knew they were going to score. So the fact that we've played Aston Villa won. Okay, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool, 2 wins, 2 draws. I don't think that is too bad. Because remember, you're also not going to win 38 games out of 38. You're going to lose like 3 or 4, and you're going to draw like 3 or 4. So for me, I said we're going to lose 4 games this season. We are going to draw 4 games this season, and you're going to win 30. So far, I'm not in a position to exaggerate, to go crazy, because so far, we are still there. We've only lost 1. There's still opportunity for 3 more losses. Hopefully, we don't have to lose 3 games, obviously. So I'm able to live with this today. So next week, again, another big game. So the pressure doesn't go down. The pressure is still here. Because who am I still playing next week? I don't even know. These days, I don't even look at Man City's fixtures. Before I finish, let me just check their fixtures next week. I actually just expect Man City to win anyway, man. So we just have to do our job. And then when Liverpool play Man City, they drop points. And then next time when we play Man City at our place next year, we beat them. Man City, Tottenham over midweek. That's the Carabao Cup. Whatever. Carabao Cup, I want us to win. I predicted us to win the Carabao Cup. So that one, we need to get far. Man City have Bournemouth next week. They're going to win. So even though Bournemouth beat us, Man City are not going to play like that. Man City have Bournemouth, and then Brighton, and then Tottenham, and then Liverpool. Okay, so I don't think they're going to win all 4 of those games, but we don't want Man City to go and draw with Liverpool, and then we lose that week. That is what we don't want to happen. We have to take advantage, because now we've already dropped enough points up to now. Maybe that is the gap that we had to drop between now and January. Now, since we've drawn 3 and lost 1, I don't think we have any space to draw any more games almost the whole year now. Now we have to like go win all the way to December. That is what we'll need to do. So for us, we know what to do next week. Newcastle next up. Saliba will be back. Odegaard is coming back very soon. Hopefully the injuries don't cost us that much. But next up, it's Wednesday against Preston. Listen, I'm able to live with this. So see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.